Tokyo's neon arteries weren't always alive. A century and a half ago, they were rice paddies echoing with wooden sandals. One teenage emperor, shielded by silk screens, whispered about in candlelit corridors, cracked Japan's shell wide open, turning feudal isolation into a bustling superpower before he'd blown out 30 candles. Strap in as we trace Emperor Meiji's meteoric arc, where every triumph, rumor, and legacy beat like thunder. And just when you think you've reached the peak, another storm rolls in. 14-year-old Mutsuhito stepped onto Kyoto's pine-scented throne room in 1867, while musket smoke still hung over the Civil War. Yet even as samurai blades clanged outside, inside the palace he signed the one proclamation that mattered: restoring imperial rule. The decision cracked the Tokugawa shogunate like ice beneath spring sunshine, rallying young domains under the chrysanthemum banner. Railway blueprints unfurled beside dusty Confucian scrolls, and foreign novels slipped through port gates once sealed for 2 centuries. In court gossip, he was the boy who listened, absorbing Dutch artillery diagrams one moment and haiku rhythms the next. A calm eye in the rebellion's cyclone, already plotting sunrise beyond the smoke. April 6, 1868. 5 deceptively simple lines promised deliberative assemblies, social mobility, and knowledge sought throughout the world. The charter oath read like political poetry, but landed like a cannonball. Overnight, farmers whispered about voting, merchants pictured silk mills taller than pagodas. Behind velvet screens, Meiji nudged advisors to scrap the rigid class grid. Samurai stipends melted into bond certificates, peasants gained surnames, and governors were hurled to new prefectures to stunt old loyalties. Each decree felt like climbing a staircase in a thunderstorm, loud, blinding, yet upward all the same. Cue the adrenaline montage. 1872. The first locomotive screeched between Shimbashi and Yokohama, sparks mimicking fireflies over tidal flats. By 1889, steel ribbons stitched islands end to end. Telegraph poles, skeletal forests, sprang up so a fisherman in Nagasaki could relay typhoon warnings faster than clouds moved. And when Meiji's conscription edict hit in 1873, every 20-year-old, regardless of birth, wore the same khaki, forging national identity in drill yards. The old guard gasped. Peasants with rifles? But the emperor's quiet nod drowned them out. Each invention felt like pulling a curtain to reveal daylight you never knew existed. Meiji understood image. In 1871, he sent the Iwakura mission, cherry blossom-eyed delegates snapping photos beneath Big Ben and Broadway lamplight, to renegotiate humiliating, unequal treaties. They returned brandishing constitutional drafts and factory sketches, their diaries ablaze with electric arc lights and Chicago grain elevators. Meiji absorbed it all, then hosted foreign envoys in halls lined with Japanese craftwork deliberately merged with Parisian chandeliers. A cultural handshake. By 1895, victory over Qing China in the Sino-Japanese conflict shocked observers who once called Japan medieval. The world's newspapers inked a new phrase: rising sun diplomacy. While steam whistles shrieked outside, calligraphers inside court revived no theaters and brewed imperial mythology. Meiji patronized painters blending Western perspective with ukiyo-e spirit, birthing Nihonga canvases that glowed like dawn on lacquer. School textbooks framed him as a semi-divine shepherd, leading flocks into modernity, while poets cast him in bronze syllables. He rarely spoke in public, a silhouette behind bamboo, but that silence became fertile soil for legend. Rumors said cherry blossoms bloomed out of season when he visited. Children practiced etiquette as if he peered from moonlight. The emperor became both man and mirage, grounding a nation racing into electric nights. Stories spiraled. A fox spirit allegedly guided his wartime decisions. A white stallion bowed before him on New Year's dawn. Courtiers swore they saw his reflection hovering over Tokyo Bay after the 1923 quake, calming waves. Scholars dismiss many tales, yet their persistence reveals a deeper truth. Japan needed myths to bind bullet trains with ancient shrines. Meiji's persona offered that bridge, a living ghost lamp lighting tunnels between past and present. Each legend functioned like soft mortar, holding together the granite blocks of modernization. Flash cut to 2025. Salary-clad commuters tap phones while crossing the Meiji-built Yamanote line. Constitution Day fireworks trace kanji first envisioned under his reign. Tokyo's Meiji Shrine hosts millions who bow not just to bamboo canopies, but to the idea that change and tradition can waltz. Corporate Kaizen culture echoes his mandate to seek knowledge worldwide, while Japan's democratic debates mirror early assemblies he sparked. His era ended in 1912 with his peaceful passing, yet neon kanji still spell his philosophy. Embrace the world, honor our roots. Like twin engines, they keep bullet trains and tea ceremonies running on the same timetable. Emperor Meiji's life is a crescendo that never truly faded. Samurai clashes to stadium concerts, rickshaw lanes to maglev lines. His genius wasn't loud, it was relentless, folding centuries into decades so Japan could sprint into tomorrow. If this whirlwind through Meiji's revolutionary footsteps lit up your curiosity, smash that like button, share the story with a history buff friend, and subscribe for more epic deep dives that keep your screen glowing and your mind racing.